Yeah, it looks like I'm live. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Let me hit retouch and see what that do. Mm, 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 Oh yeah, it's worse. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I went to the doctor today, man. Got my bandages back there, Marcellus Wallace style. Marcellus Wallace. That's what I feel like. And it also hurts actually, and also here, right? So, which sucks because I'm a fucking watch guy, right? Can't look at my watch while I'm healing, right? Probably have to return for that one anyway. All right. So as you can see by the title, hopefully, you know, I'm trying to join Thomas in. He didn't get up here last night. hmm From what I understand, he went and did a couple readings on his channel, stuff like that. But here, I'm here early, right? Earlier than scheduled and earlier than he, because if I have to do some admin, I will. You know what I mean? What's up, Poppy Carl? Hey yo, what's up, brother? How you doing tonight, sir? So yeah, I'll have Thomas come up, man, but I'm a little bit ahead of him because, maybe I got some admin to do. What's up, Poppy Carl? We'll go ahead and crack one. What's up, Bud Files, man? Bud Files, please click the like, sir. Thanks for coming in. How you doing, man? Cheers to you. All right, let's kill it. I ain't gonna kill it. I'll take my time. I'm in that room, following the footsteps of Jesus. Good lamb. Good lamb. All right. Good lamb on you. Follow the footsteps of the mighty carpenter, man. That's really humble. It's really good. What you never want to do is drive a nail into another man's footsteps. That's what you never want to do, brother. You don't want to be a carpenter of that kind of evil. All right. All right. So be a good one, man. My God's good too. All right. Trust me on that. I mean, you don't have to believe me. My God's good too, brother. Thank you guys for being in, man. Thomas has the join in link. I am early. Let me put do not disturb on and not get kicked out. Yeah, let's see if that works. Let's go. 1, 2, 4. There we go. Yeah, you got a mighty good leader there, brother. Follow his footsteps, okay? Fair enough. Look at Axl Rose up there. It's so far away, so far, my serpentine is serpentine. Wake up late and honey, put on your clothes and take your credit card to the liquor store. That's my favorite song on there, Night Train, bro. Rolling like a freight train, crying like an aeroplane. They don't cry. I was wrong. I don't know lyrics, bro. I don't know shit. What's up? So happy Lenten season to you, brother. You should have been in on Ramadan, where real God is. I mean, I'm just saying, you should have been in on Ramadan, but you're late to the party there. You're going to have your own little suffer month. Good for you, man. Good for you. Don't forget, it's purple except on Friday where it's white. All right. I know how to do Lent properly. It's purple except for when it's fucking white, And then when the rabbit gives birth to the chocolate Jesus egg, you got to wear purple again. What's up, Raymond? Raymond, man, I unmodded like everybody, but you have to be a mod, brother, because you share links and all that good shit, Raymond. Cheers, Raymond. How you doing, bro? So it wasn't anything personal. You got it back. So yeah, it's purple and then it's white on Friday. Okay. I know you're used to white every day, Poppy, but you're gonna have to just deal. Okay, it's Lent. Just deal, my brother. Cheers, Raymond. It's so nice to see you, bro. Boy, Raymond makes me want to put this drink down and roll one up, man. Roll one up for my homies that be smoking. The ones that be smoking. Cause I got that, man. Yo, Raymond, I told you when want to do a review and you're not stacked up, I do have a discount code, one of these promo codes with a THCA company. I'm never going to write it down, dude, but it's 25% off. So talk to me about it, bro. Talk to me about it. Thomas,
Hey Joe, how's it going?
pretty good. How you doing, my man?
Just taking it easy after packing some more boxes.
Yeah, you know where you're moving, or is that up in the air right now?
Well, I've got a place, and I'm paying $100 every day. My current landlord doesn't get back to them and answer the question about letting me out of the lease.
Are
So
you serious?
we're up to 6 days now. So like
Six hundred dollars just to
I
wait for an
paid, yeah,
answer?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I thought leases were generally to protect the lessee, not really the owner.
No, Texas is its own beast.
I knew that
Uh,
already,
you
but that's
know,
pretty hard. So.
so like when they got a copy of the lease, is like, oh well, you owe till July, and I said, well, the place is uninhabitable, and they're not going to fix it, so
Right.
they they've broken the lease, and they said that they would let me go from it.
Keep fighting because I really do think that,
So
you will have
yeah, well,
protection in the end.
I've I've sent the new management all her communications with me showing where she let me out of the lease February 17th.
Okay. Okay.
And just, but they emailed her directly and she hasn't contacted them yet.
I mean, we had, sort of an unforeseeable tragedy. Last year there was a fire here and whatnot, and it was an upstairs unit or whatever. But when it came around to the management agency or whatever, we had to basically bring them to task for things they haven't been doing for years. As far
Yeah.
as like notifications, as far as like covering lease agreements, because I read the damn thing 3 times before I signed it, and every time that I amended it, I read it once more. But they're not up to par if you let them get away with it. You know what I mean? So you got to be pretty strict. You got to stand up for yourself. We spent money, to also again the lawyer. You got to have that teeth behind you and shit.
Yeah. So like there's no legal recourse for us getting kicked out of the lease early. You
Okay.
know, if we're we're on the hook. Like if we were to break the lease, we would have been on the hook for 85% for like reletting fees, and you know they
For
wouldn't
the
give the
rest of the
deposit
term
back.
of the lease. Yeah, Texas. It must be way different too, and I know it is. But yeah, we don't really have that issue here. It really does protect the renter more than anything here. You know what I mean? What's up? What's up,
Mm.
What's up, William? How you doing? Well, that's harsh, man. That's harsh.
Let's see, I have an appointment at 1 o'clock tomorrow to get my Texas ID.
Okay.
Another thing about Texas is you can't apply for a new driver's license or ID until expires.
Oh wow. Okay.
And
Okay.
then it takes 2 weeks to get an appointment.
Have you ever used the lost or stolen function to see if that works?
Well, I had renewed twice online,
Yeah.
so I have to appear in person to get a new photo taken.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us do anything online, even though my son, who he had his first ID, his picture was probably like 4 months old, but he had to go back in and get a new picture. So yeah, they're kind of funny about that right now. My dad, he had to get, sort of that whatever it is, real ID with the chip in it and all that shit. He hated that because he's from, intelligence. He didn't want that stuff. He wants to avoid
Well,
all of that.
we had uh, when they renewed it by mail for 6 years.
Hmm.
I had the I don't know what it's called, the international pass or whatever with the star on it that
Yeah, it's
lets you
like it's got red
travel
ink,
easier.
red, white, and blue, right?
Yeah, and here in Texas, if you hold it up to the light, there's a um, micro piercing of the outline of the state of Texas somewhere on the driver's license as well.
Right, right. And probably an RF chip, like a radio frequency, like a trackable chip, right?
Well, that's embedded in my brain.
Right. Come on, Thomas.
I had all my COVID shots. I'm well chipped.
Oh, you got all this. Oh, you got all the shots. Well, I didn't know that. Okay, now I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You basically have nanobots probably playing a symphony in your veins right now. Is probably what it is. Especially if you got the booster. You got to watch out. The booster is like that's when they bring in like the rest of the fucking marching band. You got to watch out, man.
Well, let's see, what was the last one they gave me? They gave me I had to get a tetanus booster
Yeah.
uh, in January while I was at the doctor's, and then they gave me a one of two series for the hepatitis A.
Right. Right.
So I'll get my booster next time I go see the doctor in 5 months.
My like I guess they're uh, what do you call these things anyway when you get these shots, inoculations or whatever? I don't even know what you call them. Uh, inoculize. I don't know what do you call it again? I
Inocu-
don't even know.
inoculation, I think.
Okay, all right, all right. So the last ones that I have are like the hepatitis thing, like ABC. Right. Those are the last ones I have. When I was in there, I was asking for like what is it, HPV vaccines and stuff,
Uh
and they
huh.
said I was too old, right? But that's not true anymore, except now I'm too old. So the time I was in, I was trying to get those, and they said I was too old, and then that changed, and now I'm actually too old. So that's kind of messed up, because
I
from
think
what
they
I
sort of
understand, you have an HPV, you carry it around. It doesn't affect the male exactly that is carrying it. It affects the person, the female that would get it, right? So
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't want anything to do with that. But they wouldn't give it to me, so that is what it is. But I'm not big on any of them. I don't take flu shots or anything like that. Usually, it's like whatever is required to go to school or make money. Those are my two rules. Like if you have to get the shot to go to school or you have to get the shot to make money, go ahead. Those are my rules.
Well, since I have diabetes and that is a immune disease, immune system disorder, I get the annual flu shot, and
Hmm. Hmm.
they asked me if I wanted the COVID shot again.
Again, yeah. Hmm.
I turned them down on the COVID, but I got the annual.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. It's pretty good with my children. We had an Egyptian doctor, and she wasn't worried about that at all. If we said no immunizations, if they're not necessary, she was like, cool. And then she would remember. So she would be like, oh, yeah, you guys are on the minimal. Yeah, we're on the minimal list, whatever it is for school or whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't go to a doctor for 34 years or whatever. And it's based on that too. I left as my last immunizations in eighth grade or whatever. That's when I left the doctor. I didn't get the shots. I didn't want them. They just told my mom, "Oh, he'll be back." I wasn't back. I didn't come back.
Yeah, I didn't. No, nobody in the family remembers if I had chicken pox or anything like that. But they still gave me the shingles vaccine.
I had chicken pox with my neighbor. Yeah, we had chicken pox. They put us in the same bed because we had it at the same time. You know what I mean? It was pretty wild. It didn't bother me that much, but for him, they had to like tape mittens on his hands and stuff so he didn't scratch himself.
Yeah. Well, in West Texas, they've got an outbreak of measles going on, and there was a child that uh, died because of it, and then now a child has died in New Mexico.
Oh wow, for measles.
Yeah, but
Even
it's
though the measles, mumps, rubella, that's what they give like all the children, right? At like
yeah,
infancy, right?
yeah,
Whoop
correct.
whoop,
And
but not whooping cough, Bradley. Whoop whoop. How you doing, Bradley? Peace to you, Bradley, man. I'm trying to get that piece of artwork from you, man. Don't forget me, okay? So I did see you on Friday, but you were in on other stuff, and I was telling you, keep your head cool. So yeah, he was going through something, Tom.
so
People do.
the community that's being hit with the measles here in Texas is um, like Amish Mennonite group
Oh,
that
so they
has
already they
religious.
don't associate with
They
English
have
doctors and that.
religious immunity from the standard immunizations.
Yeah, so they don't go to English doctors, the Amish, right? So they don't go and get those procedures and things, right?
Right.
Wow, yeah. So that puts them at risk. They shouldn't be at that risk, but. Oh, thank you, Bradley, man. Yeah, Bradley, that's a wonderful piece of art. I just want to, if you can get that to me, that's your first art sale. You can move on from there, man, because you're great at it. You got a attention for detail, good color, all that good shit, Bradley. And I like folk art, man. I like it straight from the source, man.
What's Bradley's media?
Well, these are just his sketchbook, but he keeps reworking, so it's all kinds of colors and detail. I don't know, what he's using, whether it's markers and colored pencils or not. I don't know. Maybe Bradley, you could let us know. But I know it's your sketchbook, but I'm saying, you got some fantastic eye-catching popping drawings in there. Just cut that one page out for me. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do for your first art sale anyway.
So I used to be artistic, and now my fine motor skills are gone.
Oh yeah? Okay. Okay. I mean, I have like shaky hands to the level where, when your phone wants you to be patient and take a photo and it says stay still or whatever, I can't really stay still. So, I mean, whatever that is, I just have that kind of jagged energy.
Yeah, you have adult ADHD.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, and I don't care to be, I don't care to be found. I'll just go ahead and I've already made it this far. I can make it the other half of life. I'll get away with it. I've never been a good like visual artist or whatever. Not at all. That's not how I express myself. Yo, what's up, Space Monkey? How you doing, brother? Hermanos. Brotherhood.
So Hershey made it back to Pensacola late, um, early Sunday morning, 12:15.
Okay, okay. Uh Where is she gonna live? Long term, if you know.
Uh, she's she's looking for a one bedroom there in Pensacola, but for now she's staying with her friend.
I bet she's wearing that crystal crown.
Yeah, whenever she gets on air, she wears it.
Right on, right on. That's awesome, yeah. How you doing tonight, Doctor Space Monkey? Nice to see you, man. Well, man, I hope you figure it out soon so they don't keep racking up a bill. I do think you need protection, representation, so they don't take advantage of you.
And the the legal aid for renters and tenants here in Houston, I've called them,
Yeah,
and I can't get anybody to return a message. It's all automated.
I hear you. Yep. Yeah,
And
you might want to try this tactic. It worked for me once with the IRS. I went to like the other languages phone number. I looked up the other languages phone number, like ones that aren't covered. Then I ended up getting a person because they had to figure out what language I was supposed to be speaking. I was like, it's American English, but I got over to somebody, like
uh,
look at that back door sometime.
it's like when I order fast food, nobody can understand my Iowa English, so I always get the wrong thing if I order something, without onions or pickles or something like that.
Right, right, right. Well, I mean, it sounds clear to me, man. It sounds clear.
It's just that Houston is such a melting pot that there's very few English native speakers here.
Right, 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 right.
I mean, if
You
you
got to you
if
got
you
to
want,
carry around a little recording with you that can order for you. Just
I
carry
need
around
those
a recording. Say,
those translation earbuds.
hey, look, in Texas, they don't know how to say Whataburger, right? They call it water. Like it's
Water burger.
Whataburger, but they call it Waterburger, and it's their own property. Understand? And so when you show up there, you got to have like a English to Texas dictionary with you.
Yeah. Well, you when you order a soda, what everything's a Coke here.
Right, right,
So
right. You know what kind of
what
Coke I
kind of
want? An
Coke can I
orange
get
one. I
you?
want an orange Coke.
What kind of Coke can I get you? Sprite.
Yeah, I want that kind of Coke. I don't want an orange Coke right here. What the hell? What are you talking about? No, I mean,
And
I guess
and
that's a
then
big thing that Coke is what? Atlanta, Georgia, right? But it's like a
yeah,
big point of pride, right? It's a big point of pride is to be the Coke, man, not the basement brand Pepsi, the joke that they used to be. So you got to have pride, Southern pride. So hold up
I
the
grew up
Coke.
in Iowa where we called it pop.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, in Iowa, they probably some of them put salt in their beer. You know what I mean? Like that's how they
But
roll.
yeah, and in Iowa we would have a laundromat. Here in Texas, it's called a washateria.
A warshateria, huh? With an
A
R,
war,
with an extra
yeah,
R, a WARSH, a warshateria. Yeah, yeah. I hear
and
you, brother. I hear you.
it's it's like all those people in Boston who park their cars. Those
Yes, sir.
R's fly across the universe and land somewhere in the middle of a word it's not supposed to be in Texas. War.
Man, Texas is taking over the U.S. Man, it's getting bigger every day. I can't wait till Florida just falls off and goes away. That's just me. That's just me, man. Sorry. I know how sensitive it is, but if you guys want to, just why don't you move there and just like put a lot of weight on it and just let it go. Let it
Float with
go.
the gators.
Yeah, my friend John, my like basically my first drummer ever, he lives in Florida. And so what happens is like he'll hear gators that are eating like bigger things, like or they're eating like snapping turtles and stuff like that. So he was actually on here. He went outside and we heard like, and that's what it was. It was a gator snapping up a turtle. That's pretty wild, man. I'm not gonna live there.
I'm waiting to see the red-eared sliders in the bayou. It turned cold here for the winter, so
Yeah,
they
that
they
was so
burrowed in
weird,
the
right?
mud, and I haven't seen them yet here
Man,
this spring yet.
this was a strange winter, and then 2 summers back was a very hot summer, right? But all the wind patterns that happened this winter were so strange. The kind of snowing that was going on in Texas, right, is not what I'm used to right now. You know what I mean? Like when I heard it was snowing in Texas, I was like, yeah, well, let me take a ride. Let me take a rail.
I,
But it was actually snowing in Texas.
I I took a picture of the 4 inches we got that one morning and sent it to my sister-in-law, and she finally got back to me and said that their winter's over and we had more snow than they did this year.
Oh yeah, you probably had more than I did. Yeah, you probably had more than we did here. We only had one snow day. It stuck around for a while because it was really cold. But that's just where they also like they pile it up, so it's got more heft, and it stays around for a while. But yeah, you probably got more snow than we did in Virginia. But we're in a very mild spot. We never get like extreme weather, whether it's too hot or too cold. It's a very mild spot that we're in. And all these highways around, when there's a storm, the storm just flies the highway because there's no resistance. You know what I mean? So we kind of get saved by that too. There's no trees. There's nothing in the way. The storms just ride the highway because there's no fucking resistance.
And what state you in, Joe?
Virginia, Virginia. I'm from Maryland.
Let's see.
I'm in
I
Northern
went to a
Virginia,
Harley
so
shop. I went
I'm
to a
from the.
Harley shop in Elkridge, Maryland.
Well, I'm actually from where I'm actually from is like Northeast DC. I'm 3 miles from the Capitol on Northeast or North Capitol Street. So northeast of the Capitol, because that's how they split up DC. Although it's like a diamond, so I'm from one side. When you look at any like U.S. map for kids or whatever, and they have the little capital of the world star, I'm right here in the top, the top fifth
Mhm.
of the star. The negative space between the top and the first point. So that's where I'm from. But then the DC map, as I said, it's kind of a diamond that's sideways. I went from one side of it to the other in Northern Virginia now, which is like I said, we got a bunch of highways. It's a staffing place for the government. It's just traditionally that's what it is. People in the higher levels of government, they hide out here. But we have two apartment complexes, so we're in one corner. Nobody even knows we're here. Nobody even knows we're here, man. The internet sucks over here though. They get much better internet across the street for real.
If if I went to DC, I'd spend several days in the different museums of the Smithsonian. I'd
Yeah,
go to the Air and Space Museum for sure.
air and space would be well, there's a version right by the airport over here, right? So we have an air and space museum by the airport here in Dulles. And that's when I moved to this area, I eventually got into Dulles because I knew that the airport was the main thing over here. So right on this street, we can go there. They have a small air and space museum. Um, it's really cool. It's not the DC level, but it's really cool. My kids, however, they've been taken out there because of proximity, like as far as like school trips. They didn't dig it. They didn't care. They're like, there's an airplane hanging from the ceiling. They did not care. What's up, Stink Bug? How you doing? So it was, and my daughter was kind of grumpy and like outwardly like not enjoying herself. So that was not really cool because she had people who took her that were really nice guests and hosts, but yeah, she didn't see the point in looking at you know planes and capsules that maybe aren't even real or whatever, like NASA capsules that kind of aren't even real or whatever. She didn't like that. She didn't care for that.
We have a fairly active museum district
That's
here in
cool.
Houston. So, like, we've got a mortician's museum, we have a firefighters museum, Holocaust museum,
I
modern
went to
art,
the one in DC, the Holocaust Museum in DC. I did see that. That was interesting.
um, museum of modern art, museum of fine art,
Right.
natural history museum where they got all the T-Rex skeletons and stuff like that.
For sure. Yep. Yep. DC's got most of those. Yeah, yeah. And most of those are really good. Natural history is fantastic. I'm really interested though in like the science ones. You know what I mean? Not that I buy into it, but it's just like there's always something to do. There's always something to get your hands in the science museums.
Yeah,
Holocaust Museum was fantastic though. I mean, as far as like the depth of it.
definitely leaves you with a feeling of the horrors of the time.
Yeah, yeah. I guess people better look into that now, man. Because culture wars. I'm never involved in culture wars, but they're ugly and they're always here. And they call somebody the other, and that's how that shit starts.
Yeah, we used to be celebrated for diversity, but now it's they want to separate us again.
I think it's really like I think they're getting away with having us. Of course, the best thing the government and law and order does is get you to volunteer, but they're having us volunteer into like a distrust of each other and a devaluation. I don't trust the next guy. Everybody's out to get somebody. The leaders are a bunch of bullies. If the leaders are a bunch of bullies, this is what we're looking at. We're devaluing ourselves by volunteer, and that's not going to help. Because we're not going to do anything but what we have been doing, which is divide ourselves to have no power. We're not creating a bridge. My father grew up in the time where his immigrant families that he came from, all they wanted to do was assimilate and be good Americans and work together as a big huge organism that went from their neighborhood to the neighboring neighborhood, and there was back and forth, and everybody was being a better American all the time, right? That was their ideal. That was their ideal. It wasn't even like well, you can never melt away like the melting pot idea, but you can mix like a fruit salad. You can mix. I mean, the coconuts are always going to be over there, and the grapes and honeydew are never gonna. They're not gonna get into each other, but they can be in the same mix. We need to fruit salad this thing.
Yeah, we need to incorporate the kiwis and the melons and the peaches.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow. Speaking of kiwis and those type of fruits, man, you can't really get around the seeds of a fruit, right? You got to eat them sometimes, like a banana and kiwi. You can't get around them. What are you gonna do? You know, it's not like a mango where you got a big hard pit in the middle. Nah, you got to eat those seeds, man. That's a waste of life.
So, you been recording any music shorts?
Um, Not particularly, not anything serious. I was, I guess it's a new feature, maybe not, but I uploaded MP3s to StreamYard, and that's myself and Jimmy and our stuff. That was really cool. Jimmy and I, we just have to record new stuff that's like already on mind right now. So I just need to go over to his home. I talked to him about it. He's pulled from many ends. He has two daughters. They're both in baseball right now, where they have like two practices a week. But no, I haven't. I've been writing new songs like very actively for the past few days, just just for things that have come up. I'm very actively writing them, but we have to drop them. I mean, I have to get in there with his recorder. I have the silliest problem right here. Actually, I could do all this myself again. Right? You see this? There's supposed to be a wheel here. My mother threw it away. It broke, and I used to just put it back in, but she threw it away. So the wheel does the back and forth. I can put all my instruments on this fucking little Game Boy handheld thing. I can make music all day with this thing, but I'm missing a wheel that my mother threw away. Therefore, I'm empty handed, man. You got like 99% of something, and you got nothing. That's what I say. That's where I got crazy with division, man. I don't believe in broken division. Like if you get a clipboard, it's one clipboard, one unit. Then maybe there's 50 of them in a box. There's a back piece. There's a metal plate in the back. There's a spring. There's another metal plate. They hook together. But if you don't have the spring, guess how many clipboards you have? You don't have 0.85%. You have zero clipboards. That's my thinking. So yeah, that's where I'm stuck, man. I have zero clipboards right now because I lost the spring. Otherwise,
Um,
I just do that. I would just make songs, that things that are coming up. I mean, I could do it on shorts, but it'd only be an unplugged guitar and me yelling. I'd like to do tracks, good stuff.
be your own recording engineer and have all the layers.
Yeah, I hate pushing the record button. Jimmy's different than me. He likes pushing the record button. He thinks that's a point of having control. I think it's a hassle. I think somebody else should press good record so I can play. But that's why it just, as I say to him too, like if something doesn't work in like two takes, I don't care. I move on. So I'm not wasting his time. He just needs to, get a few hours on a Tuesday every once in a while so we can do some tracks. And we'll do them and we'll put them on here. At least through a StreamYard if I can keep putting MP3s up. I don't know though, Tom. I'm just living day to day, man. I mean, everything's going so well. We're so like, I don't know. I guess we're paid. You know what I mean? Like we got everything. There's no real risk going on either, so we're not gambling anything. Everything's pretty solid and stable and abundant. So we're good. I don't want to
Abundant
be
life.
complacent. That's why songs are at least being written. I don't want to be complacent. I want to do something.
Well, creation for creation's sake. It's making something from nowhere. You know, putting it in the universe.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's so funny because a song, I guess, in the end is kind of a product or whatever, but it's one that you have to be like, oh, that's good enough that somebody else might like it. You have to like it first. It's a weird. There's no committee to tell you. Do I like that song? I don't know. So you have to like it first. That's weird, and that's where you make good cuts, good ideas, good edits.
Well,
I
and
don't edit
if it ever
anything
gets
here.
added, if your creation ever gets added to a soundtrack, you know that it invokes a feeling that a lot of people have.
So I've been to a convention where I was working with my friend. It was her art cards, but I was there as like her attendant and whatnot. And I decided very clearly, it's like if I ever come here again, one of the things I'll do, because you pay for the weekend as a table or you pay as an attendee. There's basically no difference if you're going to be on the ground all day in price. So what I would do is volunteer for these people with independent movies to provide some soundtrack for them, just like sending it by email. If they don't want it, they don't have to take it, but I could just have like a QR code, contact me. I'm offering soundtrack. They'd have to show me the film that I'm trying to score or whatever, but I could totally do that. I'm very good at that. I like soundtrack music. It's really cool. One of my favorite things. And I can play around with the keyboard and make like fantastic soundscapes for film because the film speaks to me. I'm a reactive player. I'm an accompanist. I'm just supposed to be a bass player, but you need four other guys to do that job, and I don't have four other guys, and I never will again. Jimmy, my wife, and I were the band, and she probably quit. So Jimmy and I are just we're almost nobody right now. Almost nobody.
You got to have all the pieces to make it work.
We'll scrap. We'll scrap. We'll pick it up. What's up, Jenica? You going to bed yet? Say hell no. Okay, okay. Well, Thomas, I think I got to go for a little bit, but I'll be back around another day. I did not want to accidentally, not bring you up last night, but I guess things were a little bit complicated, and I guess you went and did readings. I didn't get notification, which is not good. But I also didn't get notification from another channel last night, and that's not good, man. I don't know what's up with YouTube.
Yeah, it's kind of hit and miss for me too. Um, I I don't always get notifications on my phone, but there will be a like a YouTube play button for everybody who's gone live.
It's I just feel like, it's simple enough when I've already opted in twice. I subscribe, I put on all notifications, then I still don't get them.
Well, uh, we're just charlatans, as some of the people like to troll us with. So,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Thomas, don't be like that. Thomas, come on, man. I just got a new theme in the mail. I need all my tools. I'm not a charlatan. I needed it. I needed it. Oh, look at this. I got Paradox. We got a bunch of evil shit in the mail. We're going to stir up a
no,
pot of
that's your
chaos over here.
protection from evil.
Oh, I know, but not when you're here. We're going to subvert everything, Thomas. It's gone. We're going to throw it right into the black hole, bro. That's the household here. One bad
Well,
witch. She's going to bed now, but she's also got her devilish consort. We're gonna subvert everything over here, man. Don't worry. Bunch of charlatans.
well, thank you for having me on, Joe.
I love having you on, Thomas. Come back anytime, man. I'm sorry that we missed it yesterday, but I'm glad that you went on live and did your thing. Hey, you don't have any cards, do you? Because I wouldn't mind getting a reading from somebody.
I've got a deck of cards fairly handy.
Uh-oh. 52?
78.
All right, that's better.
A proper tarot.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Thomas. That's awesome.
I feel bad for the cat. I sent one cat to the acreage just because he had some behavior problems, and we just couldn't break him of
Yeah,
some
yeah.
some real bad behaviors, and so the one that's still left uh, looked for him for about 2 days and decided, hey, this is kind of nice not to be pestered by him anymore.
Okay, okay.
But now that I've got boxes and everything uh, in the way here in the living room, definitely knows something's up.
Yeah, yeah. They
So
start
yeah,
walking around in circles and stuff. They're like, I see there's like some sort of nervous energy or whatever. That's how they pick it up.
yeah. Well, he's pretty chill. He just either stays outside with me here on the patio or gets on Hershey's chair and just lays down and naps all the time. Cats, they sleep forever.
So as far as like Houston, I mean, are you in a like exposed urban area, or are you outskirt a little bit, or how does that
Um,
work?
I'm on a boulevard. I've got two lanes go one direction, a green space, and then two lanes that go in another direction.
Okay, okay.
And it's pretty much projects housing from the 70s where I'm at.
Right on, right on. Are you in a detached unit or a half unit, or how does that work?
There are 4 units on the bottom, 4 units on the top.
Okay. So we have in our building we have 12, but they're separated by the stairs and the breezeway in the middle. So
Uh-huh.
we got 6 over here, 6 over there. And but the good news is we know everybody, all 12 families, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
when they are
No,
as
your
they're
neighbors.
moving in and out. So it's just like it's great around here. And
Oh,
we honestly, like I said, there's a highway. That's what it is, 29, and it just goes back and forth, and they're doing their business from 4 a.m. till forever.
yeah.
But we're right here in the corner, and it's actually very peaceful. And these birds that I have around here, I know their songs, and most of the time they have no idea that there's a highway over there with all that disruption. You know what I mean? They're just hanging out over here. They're as comfortable as they can be until they got to migrate. So it's pretty
So,
cool.
Joe, what is a question that you'd like answered?
All right. Is that how I have to do it? I have to ask one question? Hold on. Let me think. Let me think. Wait a minute. You talking about yes or no questions, open ended questions? How can I?
Open-ended,
Who was it?
open-ended questions.
Open ended
How
questions.
can I uh,
Okay.
improve
Well,
my creativity? Things like that in general.
what do I call a I can't hear in the rear. I don't know. I don't know what to say, hobo. A non-hearing in the rearing. I don't know. There's a
advice,
non-hearing in the rearing
advice on
process.
fatherhood.
I don't know. I'm sure it's a good one. Okay, let me put it this way. Okay, so the question. Oh, a lip reader. That's right. Apparently, even though Helen Keller couldn't see or hear or anything, and she just made like hand forms in somebody else's hand with her fingers. Apparently, she was really, really racist and pro Hitler and stuff. I don't think that's true. I think the lady who was getting her hand read was probably making that shit up because this person never even saw another human being. I don't think they were that racist. A lip reader. Okay, okay, okay. So the question is, if it can be a how Do I refine my path in the next few weeks?
Okay, so we're gonna start at the center of the reading, Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups uh, is a cooperation card. Cups is the suit of emotions. So you need to get in partnership or in league with somebody else, like like-minded, um, has the same goals that you do. What's going to be your
It's my wife.
obstacle?
It's right now. It's my wife. I know because we're getting to where she's warming up and getting more comfortable to be collaborative. Right now, that's my wife. I know that.
Your obstacle is the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is a struggle card. It's you have the advantage. You're on the high ground, but you got foes that are trying to steal time from you, cause interruptions, want to take your attention away from the main subject. If you're wanting to create music, it's those time thieves, those sucks that are demanding of your attention. What's the
Poppy
foundation?
Carl, I will address that. I don't want to interrupt Thomas because he's still delivering, but Poppy Carl, fine. Please proceed. Yes. So people who are, yes, I understand that. They're trying to steal time, get me off the main focus, take a little bit of my juice, or maybe, maybe they just need a little bit of juice. Poppy Carl, you cannot tell my problems without cards. You can't tell my problems at all. But we will proceed. Thank you, Thomas. Third
Uh,
card.
so so at the foundation of the problem was we have the Empress reversed. So the Empress is Mother Nature, Mother Earth herself, and this speaks to groundedness, but she's in reverse. So you're you're actually creative without having to be grounded and having foundations on the earth. It's just what flows through you naturally. Your best and highest outcome may not be the actual outcome.
Right.
Is the
No,
Hierophant
you're right.
reversed?
You're right. And the unfocused energy, like I was using right now, that's
Yeah, the
like
creative.
pulling with those things from the ionosphere. It's not the most focused or entertaining or good, and I know better, but that's fine. I'm dwelling in it because I don't have time right now. Like I really didn't want to freak out going to the doctor, but I did. It was so bad that I had anxiety for days. I was not going to drink for 3 days, but actually I stopped for two. And then yesterday I drank like that. But then I got so nervous this morning, man, and for nothing, I mean, actually not for nothing because it hurts, man. Now I've got my neck feeling like it's pulling itself together and I got my burnt ass, wrist smelling like bacon. And I'm actually hurt, man. I just wanted to be here, So of course my focus is off, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but Carl, it's okay, Carl. We all have different, points of view. I'll tell you what, man. The Brahmin with six facets, that's enough for me to look at, and a planetary system of 10 to 12 is also enough. If I do that much focus, I'm done. I don't need all the chit chat and the sideways. So it doesn't matter what his name is, Carl. I love you, Carl. What's up, Stinkbug? Sorry about that. He knocked out Jesus with the. What? This is why you're. This is why Stinkbug has a mod so that nobody kicks him. That's the idea behind that. Thank you, Thomas. What else? What else? Are we finished? Oh no, let's
So
do
we're
a
still in
summary.
we're still in this reading for you here. Your
Okay.
highest and best outcome is the Hierophant or the Pope reversed. So instead of sticking with traditions, you're better going out on your own and using your own intuition and own imagination. Uh, for your creative pursuits. What's been in the past? The Six of Swords. So you've had a period of calm when everything was chaos, and now you've finally have reached a more calm point in your life, in your career, and what's ahead of you for the future. Well, you got the devil in the future, so you definitely have some things that are going to be pulling at you this way or that way and keep you chained to old traditions, but you'll want to break free from those chains and create and be that creative person that you are. And so that's just a general six card reading.
That's awesome. I almost bought. I wasn't gonna buy the black package today. I was gonna buy the what is it called? Special, the one with the white with the lines, the Jarum Special. That's what I was gonna buy today. But
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happened was, you smoke cloves all the time, or what?
Yeah, I smoke cloves all the time.
Awesome, man. That's fucking awesome. 12 packs. 12 packs of cloves, man. You
Yeah,
know how much those cost in Australia?
I don't.
44 US dollars, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Those cost
Dude,
44 US dollars. I
I,
mean, I pay 7.99.
I I pay 6.50 at the local liquor
Yeah.
store.
So I already know because I don't want to pay more than 6.99, but they cost $44 in Australia of US money. And they keep drinking and smoking, man. That's the part that's crazy.
Well,
How do
in
they do it?
Australia, they when I was visiting Australia around 2000, they had some very good German breweries there. I was drinking a beer called Rush.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Are are
Rush?
are you ESCH?
Oh, Reich.
And it was
Oh yeah, I have German beers over here. I mean, excuse me. I have Aussie what do they call them? Stubbies, bottles that my father brought back from Australia. And yeah, half of them are German lagers.
so this one, looked nice and light, and then we got to comparing uh the alcohol content, and I think Texas is like a 4.25 alcohol
Yeah.
beer state. Um,
Virginia is because Virginia buys in all of their stuff. So they're pretty much like that. That's why you typically will see me drink 211 because it's 8%. Now, what
yeah,
I
that
really want is a 9% lager. It's Elephant Lager. It's from the UK, but I can't get it. So I'm always drinking that 8%. Oh, I'm reading you, bro. I'm reading you, bro. He popped Jesus straight in his weak ass jaw and he went straight down. Yeah, I could read that. That's some poetry that you're spitting, or maybe you did it, stink bug. But yeah, I got you. I got you. We're just talking with Thomas, and I got you.
so when I found out the alcohol content, and they have 2 pints there in Australia when they pour beer out of the tap. It's got to be above the pint line on the
Right,
glass,
right, right. Sure.
and then but the alcohol content was close to 8.5.
There you go. That's what I got. 8.5, high gravity lager. But look at this. I got this today. It's a Guinness draft can. It's got the what do you call it? A nitro ball inside. It's a Guinness draft can. You open it up, the nitro ball explodes. This is 4 point something. But Guinness is not heavy, heavy alcohol, right? So, but I do have
Yeah,
that because a
just
lot of people out here they like that. So,
but I think when I was on the East Coast, they were doing something called a black and tan.
oh, I like it. Yeah, yeah. So for me, that's a Guinness and a lager, right? For me, you got Guinness and then Harp. Harp is the Guinness lager. If you
Uh,
make me a Guinness and Harp Black and Tan, I really love it. But again, it's not high alcohol. I'm not doing it for that. That's one of those cocktails I'll get at a club. When basically when I'm seeing a band, because why else would I be in a club? Whatever. But yeah, I'll get it
so
Black and Tan. They're good.
when I drink Guinness, it just I guess it feels sticky. It coats the back of the throat, and you got to keep swallowing it.
Yeah, and it's got notes of cherry, and it's sticky, and it smells, and it's like bread water. I have so many complaints, but I have one. I have so many complaints though, to be honest.
Right. You like what you like. You know,
Yeah.
we we're drawn toward what we enjoy.
It's
I
I
like.
mean, it's like for me the alcohol, the beer it's like dosing, man. I have to dose. That's all it is. It's like it's actually a chore.
I
If it
tend to
was
go.
like a chewable, maybe it would be easier, but it's never a chewable. Takes time.
I tend to go for more astringent beers like IPAs when I'm
Oh,
looking
you like
out.
hoppy beers?
Yeah.
Those are good, yeah. Have you ever had like a whatever they call it, like a teeth grinder, where they pump it through more hops, more roasted hops in the bar, and then they give it to you? It's called like a teeth grinder or a teeth stripper, something like that. Because you know how you get that feeling when you drink like a Sierra Nevada, you get your teeth like coated, an IPA.
Yeah, I've never had anything like that. I've had um like the German wheat beers, Hefeweizen.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, yeah, my wife likes heavies and stuff, and I've had, how they have like shock top, and they have like, actually there's an Egyptian one as well, another wit ale. That's what a Hefe is like a wit ale, a white ale from Germany, And yeah, they put the citrus in it. That's pretty good, like shock tops, and like I said, there was an Egyptian one. That's pretty damn good. But it's like I said, this thing is already a hassle, like having to drink 9 pints at 9 every night for the rest of your life. It's kind of a hassle already. So I'm not a big fan.
Is that the name of your show? Nine Pints at Night?
9 pints at 9, starring Thomas Terrell Your Way. Tuesdays and Thursdays, you cunt. I'll see ya. Yeah, that's my show, bro. That's my show, man. I had some like show name today. God damn it, I lost that. Okay, okay, and not yeah, I lost that. But it was pretty funny, and I was like, if I just do that, it'll be funny. But the problem is when I chat in and it doesn't have my name anymore because I changed it to a channel name, they're gonna think I'm weird. So I can't chat anymore. I have to make that step. Hey, look, guys, I can't mess around in the chat with all you others and you lowlies. I'm just a channel now. I'm a channel now. All right.
Well, at least your cartoon avatar. I always know when you're on.
That's okay. I have the black and white one now, and the other
Yeah.
one that's blue. My son did the one that's blue. The black and white one. My son did the color one,
Cool.
and then the black and white one. The guy that I did my first, like basically my first demo tape with or whatever, he became an artist. I joined a different group, and they had a picture in an iconic club, and it was just the three of them, and I joined in right later. So he did me as this black and white cartoon, right? And so that's I like how it's like other people's. He didn't look at me. He just showed what he saw. You know what I mean? Like he just made it up from his own mind. My son, he didn't look at me. He just made it up. And so I like how it's like kind of, I guess you'd call it fan art or something, not essentially, but just it's people's perceptions are more accurate than what I know because I don't know what people see when they see me.
I'm jealous of the hair from the follically uh, uh,
Follically
as you can
challenged
see, I
to the
shine
left,
quite a bit.
right? And then Grady was like, because I had to go get a haircut yesterday. He's like, I thought you just did. I said, yes, but I had to go get these moles cut off. Can you see? There's one. There's one on the other side.
Oh yeah, I used to get skin tags removed when I was wearing neckties. That
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, yeah.
I'd grow about 50 of them around my neckline, and I think I had like four in excess of 50 removed, 4 different times.
Well, I tend to wear a pendant. My wife got me this one this year. I guess for Christmas. Yeah, for Christmas she got me this as a snake, and it was like good because it's the year of the snake. And then I got these like chipped peridot, like you said, this should be protection, but not around here, probably not. But yeah, I have like two little tiny skin tags. My son's got some big ones, but I do wear necklaces a lot, so it stands to reason. But don't worry about I mean, like, it's not something to even think about. Like, I have hair, you don't. I'm losing mine too, but at least I'm gonna play with it until I do. You know what I mean? That's all it is. And I'll donate. Who's throwing
Well,
those hearts? Somebody is banned. That's somebody who's banned, Thomas. You know how that works? I don't think I have a banned list, but they throw hearts because they can't talk in the chat. You know what I mean? So somebody is probably banned from my channel.
uh,
See?
well,
You see how it
they're
came up
throwing you
again when
love.
I said it? They're sending 100, 100. They're like, hey, call for help, call for help. Who are you, banned person? Who are you? You see them, Thomas? We need to save them, man.
Yeah,
They're sinking. They're sinking
uh,
in the 80s quicksand. The
yeah.
quicksand.
In the tarot community, I've got people that I've had to ban. There's somebody who kept coming in with the name Tarot Destroyer, and
Tarot
um,
Destroyer. Okay, interesting. Okay, Death Star.
uh, would would say some highly racially charged things in
Yeah,
the chat, so we had to ban them.
that's a real cheap trick, man. It's better. Like, of course, you have your like your buddy trolls are the best because they try to butter you up, and if you fall for it, you know what I mean. Then there you go. But then the other typicals are just like, oh, weren't you born a man, or whatever. They throw out shit like that, and then they start to get a little bit smarter, And I guess Ganja King, not Ganja King B, but Ganja King 5. He had his first like troll night last night, and I didn't even get notifications, so that was sad. But he got to like volleyball with them. I'm
Well,
sorry, whoever you are trapped in despair down there with the 100s. Who are you? Raise your hand. You're probably dead. Are you one of the serial killers? I did not ban you. SKs. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. I'll fix it. I'm looking. Do I have a banned list? I'm looking. Thomas, I was going to let you off the hook, and then I asked for a reading, and now we're still here.
not a problem.
All right, all right.
So I usually have to go into my YouTube studio to figure out
Yeah,
who
I'll
I've got
do it.
blocked.
Yeah, I'll do it, but I don't have a PC, so that means I have to trick the phone. I have to do the youtube.studio.com, not mobile, like all that bullshit. So it takes a minute. I'll try. Studio.youtube.com. Continue to studio. See if I have a block list. I don't though. It's just somebody being sly, man. Wasting my time. That's okay,
They've
man. You're wasting my
they've
time, but you're watching the time.
out technology us again.
Is it in community moderation? Yeah. Managing mods. Shit. Sean, you're not supposed to be a managing mod. I'm so sorry. Whoops. Now you're not a mod at all. Hidden users, there's no hidden users. All right, Sean, you're not supposed to be a managing mod, so come back up later. I fixed everything. I've got my mods, right? And I've got nobody blocked. Hidden users, empty. Empty. So there you go. And yes, not supposed to be a managing mod. That was a mistake. I'll fix that later. I have to press a save button too, so give me 1 second. There we go. Boom. No fucking blocked users. I don't need to. Come up and tell me.
Poppy Carl, I had to get rid of the Grinder app. You know, there were too many neighbors that kept showing up.
That's right. I didn't read this yet. The guy above me, read his future. I bet there's a lot of grinder in it. I bet there's a lot of grinder in the future. Yeah, no, it's in the past. Like he just told you that. He just told you that. I didn't mean to neglect reading that, Poppy, but you keep worrying about your future. I think that's a trend with Poppy Carl. Poppy Carl does not want to get like even 4 years older. I thought you said Rush before you when you said Reich. Yeah, because I have Reich, I think. But Poppy Carl, you're just scared of the next 4 years. That's crazy, man. Don't cringe at your near future. Don't cringe at your near future. Let me see what I have. I'll be right back. I do have a couple of Australian beers.
So, so Joe was using his video head cleaner, so he could play his VCR tapes, so they wouldn't be
I have
ghosting
so many
anymore.
tapes, man. I have so many tapes. I can justify it. I have like 20,000 videotapes, so I can justify it. Okay. Is this the one right here? That's the
Oh
Reich.
yeah,
That's the one, right?
that's the one. But I was
It's
getting
from
it on tap
Australia.
over there.
Huh?
I was getting it on tap over there. You know, it was coming right out of the kegs.
Yeah, well this one's from Australia. It's Resch's premium lager export quality. There you go. That's what you get from Australia. And then we had four of these nude beers. Nude beers, when they get cold, her bikini comes off.
Uh, okay.
So we got some Australian stuff. Yeah, when they get cold, the bikini comes off. We got four different styles. But that's the right one, right? The Reich beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dad, he loved that one, man.
Yeah. That was particularly when I lived uh 3 months in a village called Watson's Bay, and it's sort of uh, I don't know if it's like Malibu or something like that. It's where their stars go to vacation. Um,
You
and
mean like
of
actors and things when you say
yeah,
stars?
Australian actors, and so like I played pool with uh, famous Australian actors that I had no clue that I was playing playing pool with somebody who was uh, fame and notoriety locally.
Hell yeah, yeah. I mean, how would you know? You know what I mean? That's crazy. You know. That's the funny thing. I'll tell you, Thomas. Like occasionally, playing music, getting away with it a little bit, and not with copyrights on YouTube. The smaller the territory, the harder they go. Like it'll, if it's like a small territory, it's not the U.S. and they have the licensing for it. Those are the people that'll shut you down. You know what I mean? Like I guess they have more to lose. They have a smaller audience. So it's kind of crazy. You got to be careful with that copyright stuff. I'm sure you don't do it right. Like you probably don't play music that isn't already like programmed in, right?
Uh, yeah, like to I'm making some a short series for each of the tarot cards called Tarot Fortunes, like fortune cookie sayings, 10 different ones for each card,
Okay.
and uh, I had to have music in the background, so I had AI, Chat GPT's AI
Make it up.
or Opus, yeah, make it up, Chinese mandolin plunking away.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And then like when you go to YouTube or StreamYard, they actually have like libraries of royalty free music that you can play, right?
Right.
So that's
Like
always an
the
option.
so the editor I've got royalty free for TikTok, but I can't pick any of those because it's not royalty free on the YouTube platform. So I've got to go with an AI composition.
Do you enjoy doing that? I mean, do you have a lot of input?
Like I can explain what I want the ambiance of the music to be, and then it generates about four different clips that are a minute long, and I can
Right.
pick from those, or I can, if I don't like any of those, I can just have it regenerate until I get something I like.
Oh, okay. So every time you hit regenerate, it gives you four options. It gives you a clip, and then you just go with whatever's best. I
Yeah.
have, I think it's three versions of a song that Absolute Cannabis Experience Ace made with AI, but they're like my songs, so to speak, and there's like four different versions of it. I have one of them, I think, on my StreamYard. I might come back on StreamYard so that I can play some of those MP3s. I really might do that, if I haven't already
So
worn out my welcome tonight. But
yeah, I did a I did three songs that as the lyrics went through, I'd pick an appropriate tarot card for. I did Disturbs Sound of Silence. I did
Mhm,
a ukulele version of Fastball's The Way,
mm, mhm.
and then another one that I can't recall at the moment. But as soon as I put them up, it said claims for copyright, and um, since I'm not monetized, it really doesn't hurt me.
Right. Hey, Jessica. I mean, you're big enough to be monetized, right? I mean, I'm not pursuing that path, but I think I am.
I
So
am
you
not.
are.
I am not big enough. I've got 407 subscribers and um, like way less than 1,000 watch hours in the
So you
last
need the
year.
watch
So
hours up, right? Yeah.
yeah. What? Yeah, they lowered it to 500 subscribers, but you either have to have 3 million short views, and I'm nowhere near that. Um, in the last 90
Wow.
days, and
3
or
million
the
short views is not necessarily going to lead to new viewers, but if it qualifies you to do a pre-roll ad, then your normal viewers, at least, you'll get a little from. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
basically what we're looking at here. I mean, as far as I can see, right now.
So I with the disability, I've got to be cautious because I can't earn more than $1,200
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
in a month. But there's no way I would even get close to that because
I know all about that, man. And
you got
also,
to have millions and millions of views and to make any kind of money. But
yo,
it's
Jessica, what's going on?
they just want you to make those numbers so they can automatically put pre and post commercials on you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No big secret. I mean, but if we were doing any sort of show, there would be commercial breaks, and they pay the bills. That's how it goes. You know what I mean?
Right. And
Um, the
it's
difference
it's
is
a price.
YouTube takes it off the top first. They take
Yeah.
their 40%. They give you the rest. You know what I mean? They make you wait a month and everything. To me, like you said, hey, I'm on disability. I have to watch my income as well. But for me, also, it's like, nah, you're basically messing up my taxes by claiming that I made money that you took off the top. That doesn't work for me. That's like tipping out the busboy when you work at a restaurant or whatever. They
Yeah.
require you to do it, but that means you claim you made money that you never had access to, and I'm not down with that. And
But
he doesn't claim that he got it. You know
but
what I mean? So that's even
it's the
worse.
price of it's the price of us having an archive of our generated works, being stored
For sure, for sure.
on the internet, for forever and a day. These things will long outlive me as long as YouTube is still around, after I go.
My YouTube channel is like 19 years old already, so I'm sure that you're correct. I'm sure that it'll outlive me. It probably already did. I probably just didn't catch up yet. There's the fact that my YouTube channel is older than I am now. I don't know. I probably just haven't caught up.
It's sort of like Princess Bride. He's been mostly dead all day. He's
Yep,
not totally dead. He was just mostly dead.
mostly dead. Yep. Well, I kind of feel that way, man. But I don't know, man. I'm trying to keep high spirits. I definitely didn't want that to happen like it did yesterday. And it's been a couple times where not just you, but somebody will get cut out of the time because we just run out of time. And it's one at a time, right?
Yeah, uh, that's without going through StreamYard, you can't have the multiple guests.
Right. But having multiple guests is a different thing too. There's a lot more there. There's a lot more sort of irons in the fire sometimes. A lot of people are doing different things, and you have to monitor all of that. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not a multitasker, man.
and then
I'm just trying to focus. I'm gonna
and
come
then
back up with StreamYard just because I can play the MP3s that I have. I'm gonna play that AI song first. That'll be the funny thing. But here we go.
when you got multiple people, it's hard to not um, step on all conversations. Uh, you know, when you get a thought in your head, you want to spit it out, and you might be
Yeah.
talking over somebody else.
Yep. And even worse, it might sound bad. That's what I really hate. Even worse than just being a faux pas. If it sounds bad, it's even worse. But Thomas, if you don't mind, we'll see you later. Let yourself down. I'm gonna come back up with StreamYard just so I can play those tracks.
Okay, have fun, everyone. Good night, Joe. See you later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh huh.
See you soon. Everybody, check out Tarot Your Way. Sub up to Thomas. I know you already have. I know you already have. But I'm going to get down and come back up. Jessica, what's up? Stinkbug, yes, I did read you. Poppy Carl, whatever, man. You need Jesus, brother. You need Jesus. We'll be right back up with some tracks on StreamYard. See you later, mother.